Welcome back to Daytime. Well, enjoying a five-star meal at a quality restaurant in the region is absolutely outstanding. Enjoying that same meal and fundraising for some great charities in the area, that is also incredible. But when you get to share it and come and dine with number 9, and of course we're talking Mr. Hockey himself, Gordie Howe, that, as the commercial would say, is priceless. And that's exactly what's happening in this area on May the 26th. And we've got a couple of the gentlemen who are responsible for bringing Mr. Hockey himself to the region joining us today. And you'll notice they're both captains. That's because they're both captains of this cause, I would say. Jeff Reitzel, Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe, event organizer. Good to have you back again.
Yeah, great to be here.
And Jim Reitzel, who is a real estate broker with Keller Williams Realty. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks kindly.
You know what? We are nothing if we're not hockey obsessed in the region. And the idea of having the man who really epitomizes hockey coming here is exciting. Gordie Howe is going to be right here in the region.
He is, yes, May 26th and 27th for 2 fundraisers, as you mentioned. And we're calling the 26th Dine with Number 9. You know, it's quite exciting. We're going to be having it at Versus Restaurant in Kitchener. We do have a few tickets left for that event if people are interested in attending that. And Jim's going to talk about some of the things that come with that dinner on the 26th.
Yeah, well, because this isn't just a sit-down meal
No.
that people will be doing. There's a lot more that's built into this night, Jim.
Well, Jeff's gone to a few fundraisers throughout Canada the last couple of years and wanted a very intimate evening, or noon hour, I must say, with this celebrity, rather than it being a big hall with a couple thousand people coming. So it is an intimate session with Gordie at Versus Restaurant on Victoria Street, a 4- or 5-star restaurant. That's incredible. Plus, Gordie Howe jersey, a Gordie Howe stick, and a photo with Gordie Howe. So it's 3 great, incredible pieces of memorabilia that you get also in having that intimate time of a couple of hours with Gordie Howe one-on-one.
Yeah.
I know that both of you have a real passion for this area too, so it's only natural that you're building this into a wonderful community fundraiser as well. And there are a number of different organizations that are going to benefit from Gordie Howe coming to town.
Yeah, 100% of the proceeds on the day of the dinner go to the St. Mary's Hospital Foundation, as well as the Salvation Army and House of Friendship Christmas Drive, where we purchase gifts and food for families at Christmas. So we've called it Family 100 is kind of what we've tagged it the last few years, where we've been able to help 100 families at Christmas time.
Wow.
So that's where the proceeds of that go. And you know, along with the jersey and the stick that day, we're going to be playing a lot of old videos, a lot of old Gordie Howe videos, a lot of memorabilia on display, silent auction. It's really going to be quite a nice dinner.
And everybody's got their own sort of Gordie Howe ultimate moment that they remember. And there's so many because the man played for 6 decades. He was involved in hockey.
He played in 6 different decades. Quite remarkable. You know, and I've been fortunate enough to attend a lot of events with Gordie over the last couple of years. We've become friends. I'm very honored. And every event we're at, everybody that comes up to that signing table remembers the time they met Gordie Howe back in 1964 on Bear Lake, or when you got off the plane in Minneapolis in 1963. Everybody remembers their moment, the moment they met Gordie Howe. It's quite remarkable.
Well, and I remember the moment he was able to step on the ice with his sons.
Oh, with his sons.
That was unbelievable to be able to do that, and I can only imagine what it was like for him.
Oh, it was quite an honor, you know, and getting to know Mark, Marty, and Murray as well. They're just like Gordie. They're willing, you know, they're just remarkable family.
Fabulous ambassadors for the game of hockey, but wonderful people on top of that. So much so that not only is he going to be here for one day, I don't know how you did it, but you've managed to expand it, that there's a secondary fundraiser that's happening for this the next day.
On May 27th, we have our office grand opening, Keller Williams Realty on Riverbend Drive, and he's going to be there doing a public signing where 100% of the proceeds go to Family and Children's Services. So the general public is welcome to come on that day from 1:30 to 3:30. I would suggest that people do get there early, you know, to make sure that they do have a spot, but 1:30 to 3:30. And we created a website with Gordie called MrHockeyGordieHowe.com that has full event details on both of these days.
I know we were talking a little earlier, Jim, and you said, you know, for a guy that's 84 years old, wow, he's really the Gordie Howe that we kind of remember. I mean, he has aged, certainly, but he can tell you details and go back to, you know, 49 in hockey and specific plays, and everything is right there.
Absolutely. My brother's quite a hockey nut and would bring up an episode in 49 or 64, and he could talk about the teammates, the number of goals they scored. But his wit, he's really got a keen wit. in telling jokes at the dinner table and conversing with people even today. You know, the present is really great too, and it's just so exciting that every time you're in a room with Gordie Howe, people come up and talk about their story, about the time that he scored that goal, or they met him or shook his hand or got his autograph. It really is electric when he's in the room. To have this intimate gathering and then this signing on the Sunday is going to be amazing for the region, because it's been a number of years since Gordie's been here.
Well, and he's really become an ambassador for the sport in so many ways, and I know he is now 84 years old, so his public appearances, he doesn't do as many public appearances anymore, but it's wonderful to have him coming to the region and helping out in this fundraising effort. You know, 3 organizations are going to be benefiting big time from what you're doing on the May 26th and 27th.
Yeah. And his love for children, too. I always like to point that out. You know, when I'm with him, his love for children is just amazing.
It's funny when you mention kids, because he's one of those hockey players that is from a different era. Yeah. And yet if you talk to kids nowadays, everybody knows who Gordie Howe is. He's one of those players that sort of transcended time.
Absolutely.
That's what's amazed me. When I run into some 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds and ask who their favorite hockey players of all time, I hear Gordie Howe often, and it's amazing that they remember a hockey legend.
Well, he just got inducted for something for Canada, didn't he? What order?
Yeah, the Hockey Order of Canada, which is taking place in June in Toronto.
One of the original inductees for that, so.
Well, I know my daughter, when she plays hockey, she proudly has the number 9 on the back of her jersey, too, and she knows that is a Gordie Howe number. And, you know, this is going to be an exciting event. Now, you mentioned, Jeff, there are still some tickets left for the dinner that's happening at Versus on the 26th.
Yes, there is.
Okay. Yep. And if people are interested in the tickets, is the website the best place to go for that?
The website's the best place, so MrHockeyGordieHowe.com.
And then for the next day for the signings, do people have to register in advance for this? Can they just show up the day of the event?
If they contact us through the website, they can show up the day of the event, that's fine. If they purchase spots or tickets in advance, then they're guaranteed a spot. We're not sure what the turnout's going to be like. We might have 200 people, we might have 2,000 people. So.
I have a pretty good idea. It's going to be a full house at the new offices there. So you want to make sure that you get your place in line. Mr. Hockey, GordieHowe.com is where you go for all of the information. Congratulations to both of you, and it's going to be a tremendous fundraiser for this area and bringing Mr. Hockey right here.
Great. Happy to be here.
Thank you.
Back in a moment. Stay with us.